That's right, with against Luis, yeah. Came in clutch.
And I called it, too. That set, I literally said, if I like this pick because he went to FD again.
Yeah.
But he was going against Fox, and he went Joker, and he won the game. And I said, if he wins this game, Luis is going to take him to Pokemon Stadium or something, and he's going to switch back to Diddy Kong. That's exactly what happened.
Anyway, we got ourselves loser semis. We got a little bit carried away. Sho versus 3XA now. Sho, meaning Pokemon trainer these days, as opposed to the Meta Knight we're used to seeing. 3XA still dedicated to the Toon Link. I've been hearing a lot of good things about the way Sho's been approaching the game. Even though he hasn't been able to be as active, you can tell he still puts a lot of thought into his gameplay. Not only premeditated, but like also within the span of a game itself. So we'll see, like, you know, which of the 3 Pokemon he feels most comfortable going against a 3XA with. At worst, he can use the Pokemon swap as sort of a better air dodge.
Yep. And I was actually talking to Sho about Pokemon Trainer before that. As a beautiful bomb confirmed from 3XA taking that first stock. He's trying to see what characters he really likes in certain matchups. And for instance, he said when he was playing against Brand Flakes, I believe, he said he stayed Ivysaur the whole entire set. But when he played me, Pichu, he opted to stay Squirtle the whole entire time because bigger body is easier to combo.
Yeah.
Squirtle, it's little, and it's a lot harder to get those combos.
That was a sick up air catch. That's getting really Ivysaur's bread and butter is just being vertically oriented with your opponent. Even a little bit horizontal too, thanks to the forward air and back air. It just gets so much off of the up air and down air especially though. Like, look at that much damage, jeez. And the reach is insane.
Ivysaur is a very dangerous character, can just pop you real quick. Right here, he might pop him right now.
And here we go, hunting for that up B. Not going to come together. And 3XA doing such a good job of just using his defense wisely when he's being juggled, especially with those bombs he tosses down to catch the common juggle points. Yeah,
what Sho's going to want to look for in this matchup is Toon Link gets all of his confirms off of bombs.
Yeah.
For the most part. A good bomb coverage covering the Ivysaur.
That was so sick.
That was such good coverage from 3XA. Great bomb, and then he read the Charizard switch and shielded the Flare Blitz and got that fair. It was a great edge guard.
Yeah, it was just 3 correct call-outs in sequence. That's the sort of thing I like seeing. And I mean, 3XA only has the tiniest lead, and I think Sho has already decided this is not a Squirtle matchup. Like, he just switched off immediately.
Yep. That's what I was saying earlier, man.
I don't think Squirtle likes playing against projectile characters, because, like, especially if you do have Razor Leaf and, like, the range of Ivysaur and Charizard.
A lot of unsafe options from Sho right now. I feel like he's getting a little bit frustrated not being able to take the stock, but Charizard good doing the job right there.
I almost want to guess that maybe one of those Flare Blitz was like slightly misaligned and he was trying to like land on the platform and and then like the shield was able to stop him in time because like right afterwards he just went right above 3XA's head instead.
Same thing with the Ivysaur down air on a shield. It's very unsafe, especially very low to the ground like he was. He fared the boomerang.
Back first to do it. And yeah, just solid play by 3XA overall. But I've seen Sho more than enough times to know that it's definitely not over yet.
No. Do you think he might swap the Ness?
That is a very interesting question. The Ness Toon Link matchup has changed slightly, and that you don't get to magnet the bombs for free. You have to catch the bomb first before you can magnet it.
That's different for Lucas.
Yeah?
Lucas can just magnet.
So what happens if you try to magnet immediately as Ness? I was talking to 3XA about this. Is the side magnet comes up and you know it has a little bit of a wind box? The wind box says the bomb too far away for the explosion to actually then be absorbed by you.
Ah.
Yeah.
I guess it's just a timing thing.
It might just be a timing thing where you have to do it early. But you were right. He did counterpick. Goes for the wolf instead, though.
But hey, same idea though.
Yeah,
reflect.
Yeah, this time you can also deal with the arrows and the boomerangs a lot better than Ness. Wolf is, I think, I love the way Korean phrase it, which is he is one of the working man's characters in this game, which is if you have a solid understanding of how like neutral works and positioning, he has a straightforward toolkit, and it's just up to you to adapt and use it smartly. And I think that's really a great fit for Sho because he's just so busy. We haven't seen him at tournaments at all. Right now, the Reflector actually doing so much help for him against these projectiles.
Ooh. So that could have led into an up air right there. That's the scariest part about Toon Link's kit is the bombs alone.
Yeah, you know, that's actually the other thing that I had forgotten. I don't know if this is still the case, but 3XA also has a really hard time against both Fox and Wolf. Last time I talked to him about it a couple months ago, he said he has not taken a set off of either of them.
That was sick.
That
honestly.
was actually,
like, that whole entire sequence, like
taking off the bomb explosion on the ledge into the scar, that was sick, yeah.
There's so much just happened.
It was the Berserker, Weapon X, yeah.
Sho getting a lot off of dash attacks right now, alpha grabs, pushing him off stage, hits him with the laser. 3XA has been able to get back for free every single time thanks to Zaire. Sho not really finding a way to cover that, really. There again.
Yeah, he's like flirting with the idea. I think that time he was actually trying to go for the trump, but he was just slightly off. But at the same time, when he has like the full stock lead, maybe isn't the worst thing to just stay on ledge and just keep peppering with these shots that 3XA is having trouble getting around.
Yeah, honestly, just keeping neutral stage, I feel like is so important. And I think that's why he has this lead right now, is he's just keeping the middle ground, keeping 3XA off stage for the most part.
It's so important, especially on Smashville. Because Smashville kind of feels like it has 3 corners, because you're either underneath the platform, and that's like the one neutral spot, or you're on the platform so they can shark you, or you're in the corner. And there's really not a lot of space you can be on that you're not at a disadvantage.
Catching him with that back air, he caught him running in. Trying to get a combo off of Wolf, but he just falls so fast.
Ooh, and you see the panic coming out by 3XA, right? He has to resort to these hero spins in order to just get Sho off of him, but then Sho can just wait every now and then and find his punish afterwards.
3XA misses one move, and then Sho just gets one fair, and he gets at least 50% off of it.
Ooh, the spacing on that forward smash,
and
really nice.
This puts Sho in a tough situation. Catches him with the up B.
Nice use of the side B.
Just holding down B. He knows he has a bomb out. What else is 3XA supposed to do?
It's interesting that the bomb actually worked that time. Sho dropping it just a little bit too soon.
3XA having to play a lot more patient. He doesn't know what to do against this reflector. Trying to find a way in.
It's so tricky because, like, if they're being that patient where they're just holding it up all the time, you have to fake them out and, like, toss the bomb away and grab them, like, immediately. You know what I mean? It's tough to pull that off. I don't really know what the input is for Toon Link. Especially because while you're doing all that nonsense, like, he can just stop shining. And then who knows what happens next.
This matchup just looks really, really difficult, honestly, because the reflector just helps him so much because, like I said earlier, is that Toon Link, his confirms are off of bombs.
Yeah.
Or even boomerang. So you take those tools away, and you condition him to have to change his whole entire game plan. And if you're from NorCal and you watch 3XA, he does play a little campy and throws those projectiles, but that's what he needs to do.
Yeah.
So if you get a character like Wolf or Fox and you condition them to have to change his game plan, it's two different things.
Yeah.
You're messing with the player and you're messing with the character.
And I think the other aspect, too, is the game plan that you force Toon Link into is then one that Wolf is better at playing. So, like, if he can condition you to want to go close and box and stuff, Wolf is a better boxer than Toon Link is. His claws do so much more damage, and, like, he still then, on top of everything else, has access to his own projectile that then just dominates that space.
This interaction has happened multiple times where 3XA pulls a bomb, and Sho just sits there and shine, and he just stands there, both of them. And I feel like grab might help him.
Yeah, no, that's absolutely what he needs to be doing in these situations. It's scary because the Toon Link's grab is not safe. Like,
these lasers doing a lot of work for Sho too, giving him a lot of room to play with, but good conversion for 3XA. Puts him back in the middle of the stage though.
Ooh, I love that up smash. It always feels like you're playing a traditional fighter when you toss a bunch of projectiles and then immediately anti-air to catch them jumping over them. Just channeling his inner guile, his inner flash kick there.
As soon as Sho gets him in this corner, it's so dangerous. It doesn't matter what percent he is in. 3XA counterpicked to this stage so he could have room to play with, and Sho just won't let him have it.
The one thing that's nice, though, and I think this is part of the reason 3XA wanted to go here, is he's finding himself pushing the corner a lot against Sho's Wolf, but the corners on Kalos Lake still always have those platforms. So it alleviates that pressure just a bit because Sho has to mix up between which area he's covering. And I think that's the reason 3XA has been able to stick with his stocks a little bit longer this game than previously.
Sho taking the first stock of this game 3, and he starts off a combo right now, taking 45% on 3XA real quick.
Good chase, and gets the kill for it right afterwards. Nicely done.
Now we're at 2 stocks apiece. Now they're just going to play the projectile game.
Okay, 3XA actually just trying to gun down right now.
Honestly, Sho shouldn't change up his game plan. This is what he's been doing the whole entire set as soon as he picked Wolf.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's working the whole entire time. I feel like 3XA's goal should get out of the corner.
That's the real the trick of it. Yeah, it's just finding easier ways because like he's dealt with pressure a little bit better, but he hasn't created openings to actually escape as easily.
And Sho's doing a wonderful job of just getting in. As soon as he throws in that projectile, he's jumping over it and catching him with a back air. So much off just a single fair. He misses the uppie and he gets punished for it.
Ooh, doesn't get a follow-up after the down air. Did he just block the nice? Okay, I kind of like that idea. It's too situational though, especially because if it just ends up hitting the reflector, it's back in your face.
Honestly, Wolf is just doing a better job of what 3XA wants to do.
Yeah.
And throw these projectiles, but these lasers just beat out Toon Link's projectiles.
Ooh, that was a really nice forward smash. Is he going to catch? Goes for a double jump instead. Sho mixing it me up.
I'm honestly convinced that this looks like Toon Link's hardest matchup.
It's either this or Fox, based on watching 3XA. It's hard to tell. Because, like, when Fox gets in, the juggle abuse is so much more violent than what Wolf does, but Wolf's neutral looks even harder for Toon Link to deal with.
And 3XA is honestly doing a really good job of staying close with this.
Yeah.
But as soon as Sho gets that lead,
yeah,
and we go back to the projectiles and it's lasers against bomb and boomerang and arrow, the lasers beat out all of it. And especially when on Kalos, when he got stuck on those 2 platforms, that's where I feel like 3XA would want to be in most matchups, but Wolf just does such a good job of pressuring.
Yeah, and he's still able to just jump up and toss the laser beam and cover the platforms. Like, he doesn't have to commit to pressure you up there at all. I think, I mean, I hate to say it, but this is looking like a matchup for 3XA where, like, he needs to make sure he starts this game on the right foot, because when it's on him to make an opening on Sho, he's not able to do it. But like if he gets to slow down the pace of the game and play like the zoning game forever, theoretically he could last forever with just not tossing any projectiles whenever Shine might come out, always like blocking right after every single one. But now that he's already at 31%, like it's already on him. Sho is a player, he's a Brawl veteran. He knows how to time people out. Like he will be fine blastering for 6 straight minutes if he has to.
Yep.
And now the question is on 3XA. How does he force Sho to do something? And I think kind of the question starts with, like you pointed out, back in game 2, right? It's just, let's see a grab.
Yep.
We got to see something that beats the reflector, that beats shield, that forces Sho to press a button the moment 3XA gets near.
I feel like he's got to do more with his sword, too. He has to play a little bit more aggressive, and he 2-frames with the F smash, and he takes the first stock of this game 4.
Yo, Sho's face afterward was like, yo, that was pretty nice, not bad.
No, that was really nice,
yeah.
And it was an early stock, too,
yeah.
And that's what he needs. He needs to build this momentum.
Now that he's got the lead, now 3XA could get away with playing a much more conservative projectile game than he normally does, because ordinarily he almost channels bullet hell, right? You don't get to quite do that. But he could take advantage of that a little bit more, especially because now you see Sho's not even going for blaster. He's going in.
Yep, and I feel like that's hurting him.
Yes, it is.
It's hurting him a lot, and he got hit by a ton of up tilts, but luckily Toon Link's up tilt does not do a ton of percentage. Yeah. It might be annoying because you're getting hit by it a whole bunch, because you are a fast faller like Wolf, but honestly, I'd rather get hit by that than a bomb.
Or the up smash, right? Yeah, like so many worse things.
And he's stuck on this platform again.
Sho just trying to wait for too much of a commitment from 3XA, and he wasn't expecting that. I wasn't expecting it either.
I wasn't either.
I thought he was going to re-grab.
Oh, he almost had a sick conversion off the bomb.
Oh, yeah, air dodge used, but Show's going to make it back before. No!
Though he lost the stock, I feel like this is a fine trade, and he's going to get that F smash, and it's 2 stocks to 1.
That was... Sorry, that was all off that last trade at the end of the previous stock.
Yep.
2 stocks to 1. This is actually really great for 3XA, already taking it back.
A huge adaptation from him. We're seeing a lot of different gameplay, and it's exactly what we've wanted to see, is less of the projectiles and more of his sword. Play a bit of a more progressive, aggressive playstyle.
Okay, I like how 3XA has adjusted to, like, when Show just holds the shine, he's purposely whiffing with his projectiles now. He's tossing the bomb slightly behind Wolf. He's tossing the boomerang above Wolf. And these things cover if Wolf drops shine and starts to move, but otherwise nothing's going to hit him. So it's keeping Show locked down.
And he's not being stuck on this on the 2 platforms as much. He's trying to play the middle game more.
Ooh!
Nice read off the air dodge.
Important thing is no tipper hitbox, though, because he DI'd in. That was actually good.
This is such a different tempo from the last 2 games that we've watched right now. And he's going to try and get this 2 frame with the down smash. A little too early.
That's the danger of trying to get like the full charge, is that the opponent gets to react, and then they get to delay their recovery instead.
Show not able to find a punish right now for all these hitboxes that 3XA is throwing out. And here Show's find himself in an edge guard situation.
Back throw ain't quite going to do it. Show has himself an opportunity. Does a run off there? Wow, the disjoint is too much even for the F-tilt by 3XA, at least in terms of the vertical.
Ooh, I thought him trying to cover himself with the arrow was going to get himself killed, but it worked.
Just the right spacing.
This is great. Great job by 3XA. He forced him to jump, and he was ready for it, and immediately covered with that fair and takes it.
So a lot of that was also 3XA made some really good adjustments to Show style. But again, the other point to look at is that's also the difference of when 3XA starts with the lead and when Show starts with the lead. How much things snowball for whoever gets that first stock off.
Yeah, and he opted to go back to Kalos, and the room did help him.
Yeah.
But he used the big stage in a different way. The first game, stuck on platforms a lot, stuck in the corners. And Show did a wonderful job of using the pressure with lasers and use that momentum of that early lead.
Yeah.
Different story in the next match on Kalos. We didn't see them stuck on those platforms, but when we did, they seemed stuck. They seemed troubled. But as soon as it was middle stage for 3XA, so much more momentum, and he took that game, and now we're on to Game 5 of losers semis against Show and 3XA.
It was like you said, right? Just a little bit more confidence in his swordsmanship, and 3XA got so much more mileage in the close quarters. But here we go, though. Show. And
a great start from Show, and he gets a few fairs, leads into a dash attack, getting a quick 53%, but now it's 3XA's turn.
Oh, man. The fact that up air still works as a dodge trap is so nutty, even with directional air dodges.
And we did see a few grabs from 3XA right there, trying to maybe predict the reflector.
Yo, Nair is too safe to be shield grabbed. I didn't know that. 3XA actually just using it to bait out the shield grab and getting himself a nice amount of damage. Almost the stock there.
That definitely was the right punish for that, but he missed the back air.
Oh, I see, yeah. The platforms on PS2 already helping 3XA. Just gets to jump over the lasers a little bit. And still, the thing is, 3XA gets something that Show doesn't, where 3XA can stand on a platform and pressure both the platform across from him and the area underneath the opposite platform, whereas Show has to always stay at the same horizontal level as 3XA. And I think that flexibility is going to make this stage better for 3XA's neutral.
Catching with that dash attack, puts him off stage. How will he cover this? And Show air dodging back to the ledge, gets a grab, back throw. Now it's Show's turn to edge guard. Catches the bomb, but 3XA gets back with that Zair, and it catches him with the up B and takes the first stock of this Game 5, and now 3XA has the lead, but...
Almost getting scooped up by the chopsticks. Is that right, though? 3XA disengages, never mind!
And he uses the bomb in his own ways, and he hits him with the taunt. He knew exactly what he did.
You know what? Show earned that taunt. I'm going to let him have that, because like, when you get a Toon Link confirm on Toon Link, that feels great, man. That's
yeah. Especially with one of his best tools.
Oh, yeah. So now only a 12% difference between these two. We just passed the 5-minute mark. We got to point out that timer. This is the Game 5. In Game 5, timing out somebody feels so much more palatable when you know that, like, that's it. Like, you don't have to keep playing them after the timeout. Once again, I like that Show is still trying to cover the roll-ins just in case. Because even if 3XA doesn't roll in, he's not at a significant frame disadvantage. And then 3XA is still cornered afterwards. So then he can still just capitalize off that pressure.
Yeah. It's super important to note that, too, because if you throw out a move and it covers an option, you need to know if it's going to put you in a tough situation.
Right afterwards,
yeah. And if you know that it won't hurt you.
Yeah, you might as well always cover that one option, and if you happen to get it right one time, you can take the stock at like 60, 70%. So
now this whole entire stock right here has just been projectiles the whole entire time, and I don't think that's bad. Right now, Show knows that his projectiles just beat out Toon Links.
Yeah.
But 3XA is catching Show at these times that he's trying to throw out the reflector, but Show's not going in after he gets these reflectors.
Yeah, and I think a big part of that is 3XA has the space here on Stadium, and he's using it to disengage so far back that even off of one reflector, Show can't close the gap before another projectile comes out. So, and he's also like mostly out of range of the blaster. At the very least, he's in very reactable distance. And that's actually giving 3XA a lot more control over that middle ground. We have only a, 8% difference between these two guys? No, 14%. I can math. Gonna go ahead and just use those lasers though to maximize what else he can't show. Not in a rush.
I know he's throwing out, he's using his reflector a lot right now, but I feel like 3XA's at a position where it's not hurting him to throw out these projectiles. Show's not doing a good job of punishing it, besides just using reflector.
Right, if he's just trying to threaten, I will win by timeout, this is fine. But like, if 3XA makes one good call out on one of these reflectors, right? Like, if he gets Show near the ledge and he reflectors and he gets like a back throw off of it, then like, now it's 3XA's winning, even though he's at 160%.
Oh, he had the right read, but misspaced it with that back air. Now we're back at the same spot that we once were before. Show looking for that reflector into bomb combo. He gets it again!
God, he shits on again. Oh, he's not gonna. He's at 105.
All right, this is big.
Yeah.
This is huge, and now he has the momentum. Oh, and he's two misses right there in such crucial positions. And this is game 5, man. Their hands are shaking. They're sweaty.
Yeah, I think some of the nerves might actually be getting to 3XA because, like, near the end of game 4, right, he was purposefully avoiding hitting the shine with his projectiles, and here he's throwing so many bombs just right into it when he doesn't even have to. He can just hold on to it for a bit longer or something.
Yeah, and what I was saying before, it doesn't work anymore.
No.
I felt like he wasn't really losing much, but now he's lost all momentum.
Yeah.
He can't play that projectile game, and I feel like he needs to do something else. He's getting really hurt by his own tools.
Catching the shield drop.
Yeah, that up air stays out for so long. It's such a great mix-up, especially on a platform. Nice grab. He gets him holding the shield a little bit too long. Puts him off stage, but can't get the edge guard.
That was nice. Because he was both going for the F tilt to get 2 frames, and then he just crossed up Show after Show's neutral get up, so it set up the back throw for free.
I like what Show did right there. He stood on the starting platform, didn't move, just take time.
Yeah.
He's in the lead. You got a minute left. He's playing with the clock right now.
Yeah, and this is the same hot seat that 3XA normally puts all of his opponents, so I'm interested to see how well he handles that same pressure, because 1 minute timer starts now.
This is such a tough spot. And now if 3XA was at a lower percent, this is great, but he's at a high percent, and he's got a lot of work to do in just 50 seconds.
I think at this point you don't even play with projectiles, right? Like, maybe take out one bomb and then throw it straight up, and then you just start immediately trying to open up this dog.
Honestly, I feel like what he just did right there, he took out a bomb and he ran at him.
Yeah.
He didn't do anything. He just ran at him and made him scared.
He's trying to outrange the reflection of his projectile so he can get another one out before the projectile comes back to him, and it just isn't really working consistently anymore.
I think Show should run.
At this point?
Run. He's at 200%. One little hit's going to win, but you got 15 seconds, man. Why are you he's going to win, but 70% to 200, man.
Yeah.
I do not think Toon Link's going to rack up that percentage. Show does take it over 3XA in game 5.